If only I had... There's no need to bother. Without correct questions, I cannot search for correct answers. Without correct questions, every detail might be important. To come up with a theory is easy, but to prove it is much more difficult. A witness or a criminal? A witness or a criminal? That's the question. I will take only the evidence. I don't know. It wouldn't be perfect, but at least I'll have a complete image. It's pretty difficult to put glass pieces together, but I think I did well. This is what I call service. Any news, officer?
Nothing special, sir.
Really? I would rather be disappointed then. I suppose it must be fascinating if you don't want to tell me.
Not at all. It's just odds and ends.
Are there any photographs? Of the cemetery, for instance?
There are. Didn't you see them already, sir?
The journalist who wrote this is an idiot. We will only see trouble. Do you know him? I believe his name is Forrest.
Not personally, sir. But this journalist really annoys me. I'd arrest him right away.
Indeed? Do so.
What?
Have this man found and put him in a cell. Then let me know.
Excuse me, sir, but it's not that easy.
Now, it's your trouble, not mine. You have your order, so proceed.
Yes, sir.
I won't dirty my hands with that. I'll go and do something useful until the patrol brings him in. Locked. None of the keys. Locked. The first one is the Officer, do you have any mail for me?
Dunno, sir. Are you expecting something?
Yes, a post-mortem report. I'd like to be sure that it hasn't got lost.
Here? That's highly unlikely, sir.
Well, it should have been here already.
Listen, correct me if I'm wrong, but you lost your documents yesterday.
Yes, but there is no connection with that.
And then, how did you get this idea? Why don't you call the dissecting room?
Which is what I will do. I cannot do anything without the report.
There you go. Case closed.
An unpleasant man, but he's right. Why not call the mortuary? Could you please send someone to bring a camera to St. Patrick's Church? It was found yesterday at the crime scene.
Count on me, sir.
I need help to open the trunk, which my predecessor left in the office.
I can't help me with that. Inspector Lockley liked his stuff locked, so as far as I know, he had the keys.
Do you know a locksmith?
Well, that depends. There are many experienced...
Oh, well, thanks. No, I'll find another way. I'll be mostly out, so I'm quite curious how my warrant card is coming.
But, sir, you don't really need one. One look and everybody knows.
It is the policy. It's not my idea.
All right, sir, wait a minute, I'll have a look. I'm sorry, sir, the administration department is busy.
But is there no way to speed things up?
No, there isn't. That's the policy, you know.
Thank you for the enlightenment, officer. I'll remember it. None of the keys fit. How? None of the keys fit. How disappointing. Are you bored, officer?
No, sir, not at all, sir. Just happy to have a bit of a rest, sir.
Why? Has anything happened?
Did you read today's Courier, sir?
Yes, unfortunately.
So you might have a slight idea what the locals did then, sir. A few came back to check if Sir William was where he's supposed to be.
I hope they didn't manage it.
Not at all, sir. The biggest troublemakers were arrested and the rest. But it's not over yet, sir. They'll drink to courage, and they might be back in bigger numbers, sir.
How many officers do we have here?
4 altogether, sir. 1 on each side of the cemetery.
Good. You're in charge now, officer. If anything happens, ask for support.
I see you are back, Detective. Any leads?
Father Mulcahy, I can't talk to you about that. I am sure you understand.
Indeed.
I just have a few questions, nothing else. Listen, Father, this place is most impressive. So much peace inside these walls.
I am pleased, Detective. In these bad times, only a few can appreciate.
Would you mind if I stay for a while?
Of course not. Hopefully, you will find your answer.
None of the keys fit. How disappointing. Detective Sergeant Briscoe, put me through to the dissecting room, please. Thank you. I'll wait. Good day, Doctor. I'm investigating the case of the dead gravedigger. Do you have any news for me? I'd prefer to have it written down. This case is of the top priority, Doctor. I need to have it today. All right, I'll wait. But as I'm already talking to you, I have one more question. Did you perform the post-mortem on Sir William's body? Ah, I see. His body was examined by the family doctor who also signed the death. Do you know where I could find him? I need to talk to him. Inspector Lockley? I heard about him. He was my predecessor. I heard he was interested in Sir William's cases. Definitely, he might have some notes, but I've not found anything yet. Anyway, thank you for the advice. Goodbye. That is a good idea. Lockley definitely kept notes concerning all his previous cases. He must. It would also be good to know where Sir William's personal doctor is. To come up with a theory is easy, but to prove it is much more difficult. To come up with a theory... Inspector Lockley was probably a very good policeman.
Indeed, sir. Too bad he chose to leave. Actually, I don't know why. He never shared much.
I'm quite interested what kind of cases he investigated.
You have his office, sir. There must be something left behind.
Well, not really. The archive? Is that the file over there?
Yes, sir.
Would you give me the key, please?
Of course.
I'll add it to the others.
Don't forget to give it back.
Don't worry, officer. Done. I'm looking for some documents, notes or photos, but I can't see anything like that. I'm looking... If I move it... If I move it, the shelf... Nothing interesting. It doesn't belong in the office, but no... It should be enough. looks like from the I can't see it properly, but there's... Oh my God, there are fragments of fingernails in there. Now it's clear that Sir William must have been alive. Where are my tweezers? Perhaps I can take a sample. The question is whether he got out of the coffin alone or with someone else's help. Even if I got the permission... I need to time it just right. Perhaps provoke him first, then strike with the fact that Sir William, this triumph is too worthy to be witnessed.
Am I wrong, or are you calm now?
It is thanks to this place. Whoever asks will find his peace here.
Do you mean in prayer?
Indeed, you should try.
How are you managing? The officer of the cemetery informed me that there was...
Yes, but luckily, we have very capable support.
Unfortunately, I can't keep them any longer. I'll have to retrieve them soon.
Do not worry. With God's help, the church will survive.
I came for some advice, Father. I'd like to speak to Lady Lewis. There are many unclear questions. She might have a...
What do you want me to do?
I won't tiptoe around. I was hoping you could help me with it. Could you be so kind and...
I see. No, that is not possible. If you believe I have good relations with Miriam, you are wrong. If she saw me with you, it might be more of a disadvantage for you.
Indeed. Do you happen to know where she is now?
Try Lewis Manor, but whether she will receive you, I honestly do not know.
I have to go there myself. I suppose it won't be easy for her, so... I'll come back when I need. If I stand in the right place, if I stand... I cannot get rid of the feeling that someone is watching me all the time.
How can I help you?
Good day, miss. I'm from the police. Detective Briscoe.
Lady won't have any visitors. It's her order.
I didn't come for a cup of tea. This is a police investigation.
But I don't know. You'll get me into trouble.
You'll be in trouble if you don't open the door.
Do you have any warrant card?
Well, I do not, but I am from the police. Trust me.
Anybody could say that. I'm sorry, I won't open it.
What if I came back with it later?
Nope. Never. I won't be fired twice.
So you won't help me?
Just show me your warrant card or stay where you are. But I won't wait long.
The maid is afraid of being fired. She... Do you know, officer, I have had just about enough.
Don't know what you mean, sir.
You will go and get my warrant card now, and I don't care how...
But that's absolutely out of the question, sir.
Oh, it is impossible for me to interrogate because I cannot show my card.
I'm trying to understand, sir. I really don't know.
You know what? Get up and make it happen. Yes? If not, I will make sure you stand guard at the cemetery starting tomorrow. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
This is how to speak to him.
I've got it, sir. They just forgot to deliver it to me.
Ah, good news. At least for you.
You have to excuse me, but I really had no idea.
I forgive you. Calm down. It was not your fault.
Thank you. Just wondering, were you serious about standing guard at the cemetery?
Very. If I stand in the right... To come up with a theory is easy. A witness or a criminal. Without correct questions. If I move it, the shelf will fall on my... I can't pull it out. Even if I braced it with my hands and took the broom, I would have to hold it. If... Here you are. This is my warrant card. It is in your own interest to cooperate with me. Do you trust me, then?
I suppose so, but I'd better ask the lady first.
Stay here and open the gate. I'll talk to the lady myself.
All right, then. Come in. I have to tell the lady you're here, but I don't know if she wants to talk to you.
Tell her, please. It's urgent. It is about Sir William.
Oh, I thought so. Right away. Please follow. Milady ordered me not to let anybody in, but I'll make an exception as you are from the police.
Thank you.
But you'll have to promise me to stay here. I'll be right back, and don't touch anything.
I promise. Tell Lady Miriam that I have urgent news.
That won't work. Milady refuses to see anybody in person. If she wishes to speak to you, she'll call you from the workroom. Wait at the telephone, please.
Lady Miriam is as mysterious as her grandson. The interview with her probably won't be easy. I'll just have a look. Nobody would mind. When I see this ring, I wonder whether Sir William wore something like it. Oh my God! The gem I found in the tomb is the same as the one in this ring. It can't be a coincidence. Sir William must have been buried with it. I wonder where the ring is now.
Excuse me, sir, what are you doing there?
Nothing, only looking.
Milady won't accept any personal appointments.
But I need to speak to her.
If you wait for a moment, she'll call you here.
Right here?
Yes, sir. You can sit down if you want.
No, thank you. There's no time for me to be... Good day, madam. Detective Sergeant Briscoe, at your service. I'd like to offer my deepest sympathy, but I also have bad news for you. My superior has already talked to you. I apologize. He probably forgot to tell me. So, let's proceed to the problem. I have several questions, but if you don't mind, I would prefer to discuss them with you in person. I see. Only via the telephone, as you wish. May I ask then whether it is true that you commanded that Sir William's coffin must stay closed during the entire funeral? I'm sorry, madam, but I have to ask questions, unfortunately. I'd be grateful if you could help me, and if you'd kindly answer my other questions. Yes, it is a logical justification. Were these physical deformities the cause of, let's say, the unpopularity of Sir William? I understand people are superstitious, but I'd never expect Father Mulcahy to be against a burial. Did he say what? I understand you didn't agree with him. I can imagine how difficult it must have been for you. I understand, and I don't want to nag at you. So far, it's enough. Thank you. I think she's a very smart lady. She knows exactly what to do to avoid saying any more than she wants to. Maybe a few facts that are probably of low importance, but one never knows. For instance, why Father Mulcahy wanted the body cremated. I need to talk to Lady Miriam. Would you show me the way?
But, sir, I already explained to you. It's if she wishes to talk to you, then only via the telephone.
I see. I just need to know who signed Sir William's death certificate and what the cause of death was. It would be best to talk to the family doctor.
I will ask, but Milady's really busy at the moment. Wait a...
Had I not heard the voice on the phone, I would think there is actually no Lady Miriam.
I'm afraid Milady doesn't wish to speak to you.
Did she give any reason?
Don't be offended, but she said it was none of your business.
Oh, well. Do you happen to know who Sir William's personal doctor was?
I really don't know, but I wouldn't tell you anyway. I don't want to lose my job.
It's all right. I'll find the information elsewhere. Stubborn old... Not without a good reason, and... Considering the direction the... Did she mention Sir William's... How long have you been working for the Lewis family?
I'm here only since this morning. Can you tell?
No, not at all. Was it hard to get this job?
I guess I shouldn't say, but that Lady Miriam can be picky.
Why? Money issues?
I hope not, but do you know the rumours about Sir William?
I've heard something.
No wonder people are scared.
But you are not.
I've no choice. But if something goes wrong, I'll run away. Just don't tell me, lady.
Everything seems to be normal. Sir William even had a dog. Maybe I could use it. Of course, that's not a bad idea. It does not seem to be used. I don't think I can take it like this. I'm not going to spy on anybody. I will not sneak through. I don't want to delay you, but may I borrow Sir William's dog? Only for a short time, if you don't mind.
I'm not sure. I'd have to ask milady.
Wait, stay here. There's no need to bother her with such a detail.
But milady might get angry.
She doesn't have to know. Don't you think she has more important things on her mind?
You're right, sir. Take it. But promise me it won't be for long.
You have the word of a gentleman.
So, come on, pup. You'll help me find your master. It was hard work to get you here. I thought of taking a leash before, but it doesn't matter now. Go, boy. Find your master. No response. The sample is too small and weak. What a pity. I expected more. He doesn't seem to understand. Go, boy. Find your master. No response. I'll come back when I need. I know I should. I'll come back as soon as I get. I'm going to flick.
You know, your strange piece has... I think you're quite pleased that Sir William is no longer in...
What? How could you say that?
I know you are absolutely against the...
That's a lie!
Tell me then, why did you insist on criminal...
I meant well. That is the whole truth.
Tell me, what is it like to bury a mass murderer?
That is none of your business, detective. Your questions insult me.
To bury a monster against your will insulted you as well. For things did not turn out as you wished, so...
You cannot prove that.
You had the motive, the opportunity, and no alibi. I'm sorry, but I have to ask you to stay in the tunnel.
Are you arresting me?
No, not yet, but I will return soon.
Did she mention so? As the maid said. Not. Not without a good reason. Not this. An ideal. I will not sneak. I've already seen it. Yes. Damn journalist, tricking me like that. The angle of the camera's view doesn't match the photo in the papers that he definitely took, yes. Now it's clear how he managed to take the pictures of the gravedigger behind my back. He was here before us. Then he played a little trick to disguise. Mr. Nathaniel Forrest might be behind all this. Murders and gossip every day, just to increase the sales of his rag. If I ever get into jail, I'll shake the soul out of him. To come up with a theory is easy, but to prove it is much more difficult. To come up with a without correct a witness or a criminal, a witness or a witness. I have something here that I think Lady Miriam should see. Could you take it to her?
Indeed, sir. She didn't say anything against that. Gosh, is that really a diamond?
I need to know whether it is a part of Sir William's ring.
I hope I won't lose it on the way.
You'd better not. Now I have a couple of minutes to look around. Men's gloves. Now I understand why Lady Miriam explained it clearly. She does not wish anybody to rake over her grandson's private life. I'll have to manage somehow. Sir William knew how to enjoy life. He was probably just a loner, an oddity who tried. The question is,
Excuse me, sir, what are you doing there?
nothing, only looking.
Lady's scared, sir. The diamond really was Sir William's. He was buried with it. I have a question, too.
Naturally.
You...
I wouldn't say so. When we find him, he will explain. Can I have the stone back?
Here it is. Lady would be glad if it didn't get lost.
Not without a good... Go, boy. Find your master. Oh, come on, boy. Don't disappoint me. Show me what you can do. Good dog. Quick, follow him. It seems he has discovered something. I'd rather not. The lead I was following on Sir William ends in the canal. My God, I hope nobody threw him in there. Carter, find some men and
How big of an area, sir?
go upstream and keep your eyes open. The water might have carried the body quite far.
Sir, are you saying that you think someone threw Sir William's body into the canal?
It's possible. I need you to check it for me.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to jump to I'm not going to crawl through the filth, but Carter surely... If I move it, the shelf will fall on my head. Wonderful prospect. If I move... Even if I braced it, I would have to hold... I'm looking for some documents. If I knew how... What's this? What's this? I've just had the canal around the cemetery searched.
What do you hope to find?
Everything seems to lead to the disappearance of Sir William, or his body in the canal.
Are you saying that someone stole his body and then threw it into the canal? But why?
Not a hard question, especially when I know how much you hated him.
Be careful, detective. I know nothing about the canal. Even if you found something, my conscience is clear.
That's rather convincing. I'm sure he knows something, but I doubt he is the murderer and ghoul. I sh- Bit by bit, Sir William was selling his property. No wonder he could. Fortunately, he recorded everything. So when I need concrete it holds firmly. It's pretty heavy. Who knows what's inside? The lock is in relatively good. And what's this? Newspaper cuttings, plenty of notes, like this one. A worker murdered in the shipyard. Lockleigh's note. A false scent. He didn't write why. Pity he couldn't finish his work. Yet when I need solid information, this may be a good source. Bit by bit, Sir William. No wonder he... Fortunate... to come up with a theory. A witness or a criminal. That... If I knew how... I think Lockleigh didn't exclude the family doctor. Here it is. A newspaper article. Family doctor James Stewart keeps Lockleigh's no...
A detective. You'll like this. This came for you. An autopsy report. Do you want me to leave it in your office, sir?
No, thank you. I'll take it right away. Cause of death of Mr. Talbot, the gravedigger. He bled to death from the wound on his neck. It was probably caused by the grasp of sharp claws. The wound is of irregular shape, definitely not caused by an edged... I don't believe it was done by an animal. Such a... Detective Sergeant Briscoe, I need to talk to Dr. Stewart, please. Extension line 112. Yes, right now, if it's possible. Thank you. Good day, Mrs. Stewart. Detective Inspector Briscoe speaking. I'm afraid I can't understand you. I need to talk to your husband. It's urgent. Missing? For how long? I see. Have you reported it to the police? No, unfortunately, I'm working on another case. I had hoped your husband could help me explain several details concerning... Please, calm down. The body wasn't found. I mean, you have no reason to think that. You should stay at home. Maybe he will return. Please, if he does, tell him to call me as soon as possible. Thank you very much. Try not to think about that. I'll inform you of anything we discover. Goodbye. Sir William's personal doctor disappeared. He probably wanted to keep out of the journalist's sight. That makes sense. But I'm sure he wouldn't leave his wife behind. Without correct questions, I cannot search for correct answers. A witness or a criminal. Without correct questions, to come up with a theory is easy, but to prove it is much more difficult. Would you look at the report from the 12th or 13th of November? Missing person James Stewart.
Just a minute, sir. Yes, we have Mrs. Stewart's report. Her husband supposedly hasn't returned from a funeral of his old patient.
So...
Exactly, sir.
I have a problem, and only you.
If that is so, I am at your disposal.
I have to know what happened immediately after the funeral. I'm asking specifically about James Stewart, Sir William's personal doctor.
I do not know what you wish to hear.
Anything? Did you see him leave or talk to anyone? He might have been distressed. Can you recall anything?
I am afraid I cannot.
Which is rather strange. Just any information. For example, who he talked to, who he sat next to at the funeral. I'm beginning to think that you don't want to tell me.
Enough, detective. I cannot bear these insults.
That's rather convincing. I'm sure he knows something, but I
do not have to listen to this. If I may, I need some fresh air.
I really hope he's... Would you please have a look at this? Look.
What is it?
Human nails. To be more specific, Sir William's nails, which were found on the inner side of the coffin's cover.
I do not understand.
I'll explain immediately. A man wakes up in the dark and realizes he is locked in a small space, let's say in a coffin, turns mad with fright, and clapper claws all over the place, then focuses on the cover, the only possible escape. It starts suffocating, and his madness would escalate so much that he stops feeling pain, and he'd cut himself out through the wood with his bare hands. He frantically claws at the wood, but his nails wouldn't stay.
Enough! Enough! Please, stop! Sir William was truly...
Alive, Father Mulcahy. This is clear evidence that he was buried alive.
What are you saying? That could not have happened. Stewart, the family doctor.
Sir, come over here and have a look.
Do you have the body?
I have a body, sir, but it's not Sir William.
What?
We took him out and identified him immediately, sir. It's the doctor, sir, James Stewart. We all knew him, sir.
So he stayed here after all? I must see him.
Go around the cemetery all the way to the bridge, sir. The body got stuck under a branch, otherwise it would have been carried much further. I left one of my men there, sir. Do you need company?
No, I think I know where it is. Thank you, Carter. Good job.
Detective, I just overheard what your colleague reported to you. I need to talk to you.
What's the rush? Do you need to unburden your conscience?
Yes, I confess that I was withholding something from you, but I cannot be silent anymore.
It'll have to wait.
Of course.
Just don't get murdered. A suspiciously fast death has been known to occur in similar circumstances.
You have really comforted me, Detective.
What's this? Detective Briscoe. And you are?
Robin, sir.
I've come to see the body.
It's over there by the stairs.
You know who it is?
Yeah,
Well done, Robbins. Where exactly did you find him?
right over there, sir. Under the bridge.
He was carried quite a distance. He might have still been alive. Tried to swim.
I'd say he was already dead. Got a nasty wound on the neck. Doesn't seem to have bled.
Well, what do you think about this?
Something must have sucked him, sir. I'm sure.
Interesting theory. I've not chased a vampire before. Stay here for now.
Sir, must I work alone?
Are you afraid?
Oh, no, sir. Never on duty. But one never know.
Forget it. I can afford no more people. You'll have to manage on your own.
Yes, sir.
The theory that Sir William has been kidnapped by the family doctor has been disproved. I have to follow a different lead. Mixing it is as easy as a child's game. I have to wait a few minutes. It should be enough. I have to wait a few minutes. The two imprints are from different shoes. No, I'm sure it wasn't his shoes which left the imprint in front of the church. Without correct questions, I cannot search for correct answers. A witness or a criminal. To come up with a theory is easy, but to prove it is much more difficult. Do you still wish to tell me something?
Yes.
You saw something that night, am I correct?
No, but I heard something. There was a fight. Someone was screaming.
Do you know who it was? Your grave digger?
I do not know, really. I have been trying to forget. I was mad with fear. I closed the door and blocked my ears. I prayed out loud to deafen the rampage outside.
Is this all you wanted to tell me?
No. Earlier on, at the funeral, perhaps it is not important, but Dr. Stewart surely argued with Lady Miriam. He strongly demanded something, but she obviously refused.
Do you know what the subject of the argument was?
I had the impression he wanted to look into the coffin. Yes, it might have been so. Now that I know that Sir William... it must have been so.
So you think he wanted to make sure that Sir William is truly dead?
Yes, it makes sense.
That explains why Dr. Stewart did not come home after the funeral. He stayed somewhere near the cemetery and waited until everybody left. His conscience troubled him, and he obviously paid for it. Bled to death from a wound on his neck caused by sharp claws. He won't tell me anything. Now I know Sir William must have been buried alive. Could she have planned all this and saved? Tell Lady Miriam that Mr. Stewart's body was found. I think she'll be familiar with the name.
Oh my goodness, isn't it over yet?
Far from it.
I'll tell her right away.
If this doesn't get that old lady to pick up the phone, then nothing will.
Milady will call you in a minute. Your news upset her very much.
I do apologize. Yes, madam, I'm listening very carefully. The circumstances under which your grandson's body disappeared. Exactly. Mr. Stewart, your family doctor, is dead. When was the last time you saw him? And did you talk to him? I have a witness to your argument. Did he ask you for another examination of... I found evidence that Sir William, your grandson, still lived. Actually, he was buried alive. I'm terribly sorry to have to tell you that. Madam? Lady Lewis, are you all right? Miss, hurry to your lady. Take her a glass of water or something.
Oh my goodness, Lady Miriam!
Lady Lewis? Thank God. Are you all right? I sent the maid to you. I'm terribly sorry, but all the evidence seems to make clear what happened that night when your grandson was buried. I can't explain why your doctor first claimed Sir William was dead, and then it seems changed his mind. But it's a fact that your grandson was not dead. I'll spare you all the details, dear lady, but please consider my advice. I'd like one of my best guards to stay here. He will protect you and intervene if necessary. I understand you don't wish it, but there is a chance Sir William is alive and that he will come back home.
No, of course I'm not going to hunt him. He suffered from a terrible shock. But at the same time, I can't rule out the possibility he'll be aggressive. 2 people died, madam. All right, this is your decision, and I'm inclined to respect it. But if Sir William returns home, immediately inform the police. Good day.
Her reaction was convincing. Pity I had to tell it to her in such a way. But I needed to make sure she has nothing to do with the case. She has nothing to do with the case. I'm sorry I caused her so much trouble. I'm crossing her off the list. Not... What's this? Without that dog, I'd never have noticed it. Identical sample. But that means that whoever was bitten by the gravedigger's dog was able to get away and must have fled via the canal. It would be helpful to know where he had his clothes made. If it was Sir William, I'd have to find his tailor. I hope it won't... I still can't recognize... Would you look at the report for missing person? I have a witness. I haven't found his reaction. A witness. It was unbelievable. And then could he? She has not. I'm crossing. So with them to come up with a long years and plenty of gold. Are they capable to come up with a probably a to come up with a thing? Many people did. They might have. I would even to come up with a every detail. Probably a. I refuse yet to come up with a thing. He won't tell. Without correct. He won't tell me anything. The experiment. Without correct question. Without correct question. Bled to death. Officer. Yeah. I'll be. Thank. Inspector. The would. Would you look... I don't... An int... I'm afraid that... My... One of those... Odd that... But... I could search... He told me everything he... I need him to... The door hasn't... It would not be a... All windows... I will not sneak... If there was a secret... Would you look at the... So many items. How... None of the... There's no need to bother anyone. Each time I see... Officer D...
Dunno.
Yeah,
Well, listen.
yeah, I'll be...
But...
I don't know, thank... Inspector?
Actually...
The...
Yeah.
Would...
Oh.
Would you look at the...
Just a minute, sir. Yeah. Husband.
So...
Exactly.
Perhaps he... It was unbelievable insolence. And then pretending to take photos. When could he fake them? A witness or a criminal? His reaction, a witness? A witness or... She has... a witness? Long and... Are they capable to come up with a theory? Then, Sir William... Then, probably a fault. Without I refuse to... Yet, to come up with a theory is probably a false. Every detail... Many people dislike the fact they might have... I would even believe... To come up with a theory... He won't tell me anything. Without correct questions. Bled to death from a wound on him. Without correct questions. Bled to death from... The experiment with the... Without correct questions. Long years of... And plenty... Are they capable? What about the tailor's workshop? Yes, here it is. Only expect... I bet this somebody is now standing at the fountain trying to calm down. Excuse me, is this Wilson Street? I'm looking for a tailor's shop on Wilson Street.
You are standing right in it, sir.
Briscoe. Detective Briscoe.
Ah, how can I help you, sir?
Forgive me, but you look as though you've seen death himself.
No. Why? Not at all. I'm just in the shop all day long. Just needed a break, that's all.
I can understand that. A man needs to relax.
Exactly.
To sit down for a while, put one's feet up.
Yes.
Have a cigarette and maybe read the papers.
Yes. Everybody has that right. Do you want to arrest me for having a break?
No, of course not.
So would you do me a favor and don't ask me such rubbish?
I found your papers. Do you always throw them out like this?
Is that a crime?
No, but I think the article about Sir William...
Are you surprised? Well, I'll tell you something. This morning, I found the shop door open. Nothing was missing, so I forgot it. But then I read the article and put two and two together.
Do you think it was Sir William? Why would he bother?
I'm not so sure.
Perhaps you just forgot to lock the door.
No. I locked myself out once, so since then I always have a spare key. I can tell you, because you are from the police. I have a nice hiding place by the fountain, see?
It doesn't prove anything.
Out of the question. Like I said, it must have been him. So
I can call my people in here if you want.
No. Don't worry about it. You already have enough trouble.
The man is hiding something. He's obviously afraid of something. I bet he didn't tell me even half of what he knows. Otherwise, he'd at least consider my proposal. I'd like to show you something. Where is it? Here. Have a look at this.
Are you testing me, sir? It's Indian silk. Top quality. Very expensive.
Both samples?
You have my word.
So, is it possible they both come from one suit?
No, not from a suit. Rather from silk scarves. Now, the ladies' scarves are popular, but we are the only tailors that make them for gentlemen, too. I've already had several orders, all high society.
Can you give me names?
Of course not. Unless you ask about a specific person. Confidentiality comes first. And one more thing. You probably can't tell, but one sample marble has a lighter shade. Here, see? My expert eye tells me that it comes from 2 different pieces of cloth.
Strange. I hadn't noticed. Have you been making something for Sir William Lewis?
From the Indian silk? Certainly, but no details, you understand. Confidentiality, you know.
You can say it now or later at the station. Your choice.
All right, all right. He was the first customer who bought the highest quality men's scarf. He was very satisfied with it. He ordered 2 more.
How do you wear such a thing?
Around your neck, of course. How you tie it is entirely up to you.
Would it be possible to pull it over your nose to cover up half of your face?
Of course, but before you ask, I have no idea how Sir William wore it.
Thank you. That should be sufficient for... I don't have any other questions.
A detective.
What happened, officer?
The patrol who sent for that journalist is back.
Do they have him?
They don't, unfortunately.
Well, let me know when they do.
Wouldn't his printer be enough for now? He's in...
It's not a bad idea. What has he done?
He's been arrested because he refused to open the door to the detective, so the journalist could escape.
What a fool. Where can I talk to him?
Go down the corridor and then turn right. If you don't mind, he's sharing the cell with another suspect. We're a bit crowded right now.
It doesn't matter. So, straight ahead, then right. Thank you. Detective Briscoe, do you know a man called Nathaniel Forrest?
I should. I work for him.
I have several questions for you. If you answer them, you can go home.
Ask away.
He was in such a hurry that he forgot his camera.
That's nothing unusual.
Do you know what surprised me? The photographs in the papers do not match the angle of the camera position.
So he took more shots. That's normal. It's a matter of light and so on.
No, he didn't have that much time. I'm sure he managed 1 shot at the most.
So what's your version of the story? If you're waiting for me to tell you, I don't know.
That's not necessary. There's only one possible He was there first, and then he put on a little show to make a fool out of me.
That's not how it went.
How did it go, then? Isn't it true that the only thing that sells your papers are recent, mysterious murders? What would Mr. Forrest be capable of doing just to keep the public's attention? What about killing somebody and then framing Sir William? But when Sir William died, the golden age ended. He must have taken the body away to create another filthy story, claiming he was still alive and murdering.
You're insane.
The gravedigger probably troubled him, so he took care of him. The journalist must have had a trusted accomplice. Your silence proves how faithful you are. It's clear that only you can be the accomplice. Confess. How many murders are you responsible for?
None. That's just rubbish. Oh my God, I haven't killed anybody.
It doesn't matter anymore. The prosecution will have a different opinion. Think about it. I think I hit the bullseye. He seems to be pondering something. I think this is a good... How long have you been working for the Courier?
For several years, I guess.
So you and Mr. Forrest are friends?
Guess so.
Tell me, what sort of a man is he? He seems to be quite insane.
Oh, no. He knows exactly what he's doing. Pretty smart. That's why he did what he did.
Does he really believe what he has been writing? About...
I guess so.
Do you
Yeah, but only technical details.
You're not being very helpful.
Sorry, Detective. I've told you as much as I know.
I think he's just playing with me. He takes me for a fool, but... I want to know about the last issue, the leading article. Who is your source?
Detective, I'm just a print worker.
I do what I'm told.
Do you know that I could send you to prison for 2 years? The judge wouldn't even blink.
Why would you? There are plenty of printers. The papers would be pressed elsewhere.
We'll see. You'll be an example. You'll be punished in everyone else's place. Especially the ink spiller.
That's not fair.
Consider it recompense for all the rubbish you've printed.
Whatever you say. I don't know nothing, see?
A stubborn donkey. Something simple first. Where is he?
Who?
Don't play dumb with me.
Ah, you mean Nate. Well, I have no idea.
Do you know anything at all?
I'm just a print worker, sir. What I know you can read in the papers. That's all.
Just as you like. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Sometimes I regret that the police stop. Maybe I could visit the print worker. See if he has changed his mind. He's had enough time for that. I'm not thirsty now. It's locked.
Detective, do you have a minute? You just won't believe this. The printer wants to talk to you.
Did he say why?
No, but he seems willing to confess.
I'll see him right away, thank you. Did you want to talk to me?
Yes. I want to tell you everything I know.
Really? What changed your mind?
You can judge us, but we're just keeping the public informed of events. We ain't no murderers.
Go on.
Back then, Nate really was at the cemetery before you. Someone had sent him a message early that morning. Probably one of his informants. He has them all over the place.
Let's say that is so. When I appeared, he had to act as if he were taking photographs, so I wouldn't suspect how the photographs made it into the papers.
Exactly.
Who is his informant? I have to check this.
You ask him. Just before the patrol came, he got another message.
What a coincidence, right? Where did he go then?
Wilson Street. Some tailor's shop or something.
For goodness sake, you nitwit, what kind of game are you playing? I was there today and spoke to the tailor. He was all right.
If you say so. I'm just telling you what Nate told me. The tailor's shop on the corner of Wilson Street. You do with it whatever you please.
Why would the journalist be interested in the tailor? What's going on here? He was a promising candidate, but also a leech, living off other people's misfortune. I'm crossing him off the list. Still locked. Did the tailor say anything about a spare key? The master key should... He didn't. don't know what to expect. Another victim? Or the journalist laughing at me? I'll find it out immediately. I just have to be careful.
I didn't get it at first, but now I know that something's going on outside. Why else would they put 2 people into a cell with only 1 bed? I think I know what's coming next. A close questioning, quick trial, and a speedy ride to the clink. When the detective came, I thought he came because of me, but he squeezed the poor wretch so much that he almost shit his pants. I bet he's never been in prison before. Maybe I could get some information from him too. My arse hurts after the long hours of sitting. Anything would be better than this endless waiting.